Hi everyone. My name is Domenico Scuotto. I'm Senior Partner Integration at Autodesk. So you may know Autodesk is, with Autodesk products, you can design anything from buildings, cars, headphones, to the big infrastructure that we have present, like in our cities. Autodesk is changing how the world is designed and made. And APIs are a core part of our innovations. So let me give you a brief introduction about our PWS APIs. So Partner Web Services API essentially allow our partners to integrate Autodesk services into their own systems. Partner can streamline operation, reducing manual processes. They can implement effective customer data management, and ultimately they can expand their business, delivering a better customer experience. So you know that today everything is about AI. Everyone is talking about it. So for this session, I was asking to some of the AI tool to show me an image about API deployment chaos. And this was the result. So this is Joe, and looks really stressed. And this is happening when you are not planning and you don't have any structure in your processes. So releasing an API can sometimes feel a wild adventure. But for me, launching an API is not just about code. It's about clear communication and teamwork. Every time we build a new API, we should bring the effort of every team together. In this session, let's explore how we can turn this chaos into a seamless collaboration and successful workflow with the Postman platform. So let me show you first our achievement. So we were able to increase our API requests from 40 million annually to 60 million monthly. Of course, we have seen a growth in our partner adoption from 20 to more than 200. And in parallel, we were also expanding our APIs ecosystem by 5 times. So now we are leveraging more than 50 APIs. But in order to understand those improvements, we always need to start from the challenges. Manual processes like entering data can be time-consuming. And we all know that it is not scalable, and it's leading to inefficiency and potential bottlenecks. Sharing API collection, manually can also lead to a lot of confusion because we have so many different versions. And silos making it really difficult to deliver a high-quality APIs. But for any challenge, we always have a solution. In our case, we were using Postman platform, and we were able to reutilize collection for internal team and also external consumer, in our case, partners. And we were also able to standardizing APIs, collection environment, and also reducing manual processes by automating those steps. And the last and most important is the one source of truth. We need to ensure that everyone is on the same page. And I'm talking for your internal teams and also external consumers. For example, in our case, we are using Postman public workspaces where all our API are available, and our partner can just go in there and understanding how it works. But we also have partner workspaces where we have specific partners that we want to onboard for specific projects or programs. So let me show you a few demonstrations of how we use Postman in our processes. So the first part is the pull change request. This is really basic, but it's really important. So let's think that we want to add a new field in our internal workspace. So I'm just adding that, and after saving, I'm going to the partner workspace, and I will try to pull changes. And when I'm pulled the change, I can actually review all the changes that I made. And once I'm sure about it, I can go and click on pull changes. This will get in sync both workspaces, internal and external, and will also send notification to every developers that are watching that collection. The next one is the Postman script. So in here we are in our public workspace, And I'm going to the script section. As you know, we have pre-request and post-response. So in the pre-request, what we have done is automate the whole authentication process. So the partner can just focus on exploring the API first and then use the code to understand how it works. And they just need to go to the environment and introduce few parameters that they are retrieving from the dev portal. So by introducing those variables, they can consume any API that is in our collection. The next part is the post-response. And the post-response is used mainly to store our API response values. So again, because the partner needs to focus on exploring, because we want to reduce that time. The next one is the Postman dynamic value and code snippet. So in this case, we are in the public workspace, and as you can see, the partner can just go in here and change the variables directly on the payload. They don't need to go back and forth to the environment. And this is really important because they are not disrupting all the automation that we have in the scripts. So they can customize the payload, but in the same time, they are still using our automation. And another cool feature is the code snippet, because you can actually see the payload and before sending to the API. So this is reducing a lot of errors. And in this case, for example, we have agent contact email that is missing. So the partner is just seeing that. And it's going to the payload, introducing the email. And that's it. It's simple. You have everything centralized in one place. And when you have introduced like the value, you will see that in the code snippet that will appear there. The next one is the automated authentication process. This is something that is really cool and you can implement in any scenario, any company. What we have done is to create a JSON web token for every user that wants to use this automation internally in Autodesk. And when the user runs the request, the pre-request script is the first thing that will process. So the first thing that will be done is call to the internal API. This internal API that we built, it will take the access token for the respective partner. So we have done all of that to have like a better solution to avoiding like copy and paste credentials. So when you're retrieving like the access token, we are storing that and we are doing the actual request. So we are removing local storage of credential, as I said. We are improving security, and this is also making boosting like productivity and enabling faster resolution for partner issue. We can jump from one partner to another and creating test data. You can do so many things. So let me show you a quick demo. For example, here we are in our internal workspace, partner integration workspace. And let's say that I would like to create a quote for a partner. So in here, I'm just checking the partner CSN, just to make sure that it's the right one. And once we ensure that the data is fine, we can open the console and then run the request. And the console is really helpful when you need to analyze the process. So in this case, we can see that in the console, the credential automation is active. So the user is aware about the automation. And then the second line, it will show the call to the internal API. So as you can see, we are passing few parameters, between them the identifier for we call partner CSN. And the third one is the actual request. So imagine that I would like to just change the partner CSN. So let's clear up this one. And I'm just going to the payload, changing the CSN. So imagine that it's your customer, your external user, whatever. So you can just change that and run the request. You can also use the environment. But just by doing that, I can see in the console that now the CSN is different, so the identifier is different. So also the response that I'm getting back is different and this is successful. And everything is running in few milliseconds, so you will even notice. The last one is the Postman Flow. This is giving us another level of visualization of our API, because we can show the sequence. For example, in this case, we are creating a quote, we are receiving a transaction ID. This transaction ID is stored, then will be used as an input parameter for the next call. And you can actually see all the responses, all the process in one place, and it's really amazing. And our partner, like the most important part is that our partner can use their own credentials. So all the information and value that they will see there, they will recognize it. And they will understand much better the whole process before the development. And they can also customize those flows, of course. And at the end, as in this example, you can show all the information that has been created. So in conclusion, leveraging Postman Workspaces and reusable resources can definitely enhance collaboration and streamline deployments, promote best practices. And by adopting this strategy, I'm pretty sure that your team can achieve a greater efficiency and success in their projects. So before concluding this session, I would like also to share with you like an amazing feedback that we received from our partners. And that is, Postman is bringing APIs to life, because it's not just static documentation that you have to read, but anyone can start interacting with the API and solving problems in real time. So I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being here today, and feel free to reach out.